Okay, well, I've been looking into this UFO thing and looking at some of the people that talk about UFOs, and I came across this Walter Mitty character called Simon Parkes. Now, what Simon Parkes tries to do, he tries to get a bit of credibility by saying he was asked by the Ministry of Defence to go and have a tour of the Fylingdales radar station. He shows everyone a medallion. What he doesn't tell you is that he wasn't actually invited as a member, as a UFO investigator. He was invited as a local councillor. He was a local Labour councillor for Whitby. And the other thing you should bear in mind, so I've heard him referred to as a senior British politician. Local councillors are not senior politicians. It's a voluntary position. You don't get paid for being a local councillor. And I think what's happened is, he's a driving instructor, but he's found that by delving into this UFO, by delving into this stuff that he's delving into, suddenly he's become somebody. He gets radio interviews and television interviews and all this. And he's just making all this bloody crap up because it gives him an interesting life. It's so much better than being a run-of-the-mill driving instructor. I saw one of his presentations on YouTube. I wouldn't pay money to see that idiot. And he put a poster up for the movie Dr. Strangelove, and he said, how many people have seen the movie Dr. Strangelove? And then he went on to describe the plot from Failsafe. He said, an American bomber accidentally drops a bomb on a Russian city. That is the plot from Failsafe, not from Dr. Strangelove. He can't even get his movies right. What else was it he said? He said, get an old AM/CB radio because they can't be jammed. He said the old AM/CB radios can't be jammed. In fact, that is absolute garbage. Any radio can be jammed. Probably old AM/CB radios are probably one of the easiest to jam. And he reckons he said Fylingdales was the only radar station of its type in the world. Well, no, it isn't. There's one in I might put a link below actually. There's one in Thule in Greenland, and there's another one in there's three of them that actually form a system called BMEWS. Capital B, capital M, capital E, capital W, capital S. Ballistic Missile Early Warning System, BMEWS. And they all use those planar radar arrays. And he's wrong about that. They don't cover large areas of the Earth's surface. Altogether they might, individually they don't. Certainly Fylingdales doesn't. It's a line of sight radar. There are radars that do cover large areas of the Earth's surface, but they're HF over the horizon radars. Duga 3, the Russian woodpecker, is an example of one of those systems. I might leave a link down below to the Russian Duga 3, and you can have a listen to how it sounded and you can see what it looked like. Nothing like Fylingdales. Fylingdales looks up into space. It looks for missiles in space. It looks for aircraft and that sort of thing. It doesn't look around the curvature of the Earth. Fylingdales. So he went there and he had a tour of it, and he either didn't understand a word they told him, or he's just adding to his fantasy. I suppose he's probably making a few quid out of his fantasy, but in the worst case scenario, it's probably a lot less mundane than being a driving instructor. Having all these radio stations phoning him up for a comment and getting him on these far out radio shows, and he's talking about all these aliens and having a soul that's one part human and 2 part alien. I mean, it's just an insult to the intelligent. Anybody with an IQ bigger than their shoe size is going to put a line through Simon Parkes within 10 minutes of listening to anything he's ever said. He's just a nutter. Alright, well, I think that's my bit on Simon Parkes. Maybe I'll do a bit on Randy Kramer. He was pretty funny. Catch you next time.